One more thing. I want to speak to the triggered who have implicit bias about Black America and are too lazy to look at this nation's history. Look at the topics we've covered. What do you expect out of a group of people coming from that condition? Seriously, what do you think emerges from that type of setup? For decades, the federal government and banks redline your community out of home ownership, and at the same time, that very same system gives business loans to another community to drain wealth out of yours.
It is inevitable.
What group do you know can come out of decades of mortgage discrimination and predatory capitalism unharmed? And let's not forget the decades of trauma prior to this, because I'm sure we certainly didn't heal, nor were we ever compensated for that.
After the Civil War, black people started making communities where they could accumulate wealth. Organizations like the KKK and white supremacists decided that didn't get to exist. Places like Black Wall Street, Rosewood, multiple others were burned to the ground and everyone was killed. Anyone that survived, all of their information was burned inside their houses. When black people went to the banks to retrieve their money to rebuild everything, the bank said, no, all of their bank cards have been burned. They couldn't get their money back. All of those banks still exist and still have all their money, and it's all accumulated wealth. White people from that particular time in that area were able to get their money back. This is why reparations are necessary to atone for our actions. We literally created poverty on purpose for multiple people.
So again, I ask, what do you expect? We haven't had time to heal from the covert and overt tactics of white American supremacy. We have unaddressed trauma, anti-black coping mechanisms, and generational curses that surely develop due to decades of being without.
It's like, if you got people that are saying like, this is authentic black culture, this is real black culture. And again, I'm mad about it because I'm like, if we weren't put in bondage, if we weren't thrusted in chains, if we didn't go through slavery and Jim Crow, if we weren't marginalized economically, over multiple generations, a lot of this that you all are saying is black culture wouldn't be. And again, I keep the same smoke for white people when they get to bitching about, and niggas is this and niggas is that and niggas is doing this and then they start bitching. I'm like, fuck you. Because your people created this situation in this scenario. What the did you think you were going to get out of depriving a community of capital and resources? What type of culture did you think you were going to get? And you on standing there and acting like, despite you all not having the resources, you should be able to act and behave like, and you again. I hope there's a whole bunch of shit that y'all can't stand and that rubs you the wrong way. I hope that you do have to be confronted with that shit and have to deal with that shit. Look, I don't like it either. But I'm saying, y'all standing there and act like, y'all didn't have a hand in that shit. Them on that shit.
Imagine for